Have you ever heard of a powerful kingdom that rose and fell in southern Africa? Welcome to the Kingdom of Mapungubwe, a fascinating tale of wealth, trade, and transformation. Nestled in the Limpopo Valley, Mapungubwe existed from about 1220 to 1300 CE. It was southern Africa's first indigenous state. Its wealth came from cattle and Indian Ocean trade. But environmental changes led to its decline and ultimate abandonment. Let's explore the rise of Mapungubwe, its golden age, and the factors behind its decline. Understanding this will reveal the complexity of its history and its impact on southern Africa. The rise of Mapungubwe began long before its peak. Early settlements laid the foundation. The Zizo people, around 900 CE, settled near the Limpopo River. They traded ivory and goods with coastal cities. Agriculture and cattle herding were key for their economy. As time progressed, the Leopards Kopi people moved in. They created the settlement at Bambandialalo around 1000 CE. This area became the new capital for Mapungubwe. Trade expanded, but so did social inequality. Around 1220 CE, Mapungubwe Hill emerged as the heart of the kingdom. The elite sought separation from commoners. The hill was not only defensible but sacred. It became the center for political and religious power. This marked the beginning of a strong social hierarchy. Mapungubwe's golden age occurred between 1220 and 1290 CE. The king ruled from the hilltop, ensuring central control. Smaller stone sites nearby belonged to vassal chiefs. Trade flourished as they accessed the Indian Ocean. The king accumulated great wealth, earning a near-divine status. During this time, population soared to about 5,000 residents. The landscape revealed class divisions, with the elite residing on the hill and commoners in the valley. Grave sites from this era show extraordinary gold artifacts, including the famed golden rhinoceros. However, by the end of the 13th century, Mapungubwe was in decline. Several factors contributed to its fall. First, climatic change shifted the environment. Drought diminished agricultural output and threatened cattle herding, the economy's backbone. Second, trade routes began to shift. As Great Zimbabwe rose northward, traders bypassed Mapungubwe, weakening its economy. This economic marginalization led to reduced wealth for the elite. Lastly, social tensions arose internally. The king's legitimacy was closely tied to his spiritual role. With prolonged drought, confidence in his powers faded. The disconnection between elite and commoners led to widespread discontent. By around 1300 CE, Mapungubwe was largely abandoned. Its population scattered, and Great Zimbabwe emerged as a powerful successor. This new kingdom adopted many elements from Mapungubwe, continuing its legacy. To summarize, the rise and fall of Mapungubwe is a compelling tale of history. It began with significant early settlements and trade. The shift to Mapungubwe Hill marked the height of its power. Unfortunately, environmental changes, shifts in trade, and internal tensions led to its decline. Mapungubwe's story is crucial for understanding southern Africa's heritage. It illustrates the importance of resource management and adaptability. Want to learn more about this fascinating kingdom? Subscribe to our channel for more insightful videos about history and culture.